My name is Ritzen. At present I'm connected to the University of Maastricht in the Netherlands as a professor, famous city of Maastricht from the Maastricht Treaty. But also I'm working in Germany as a senior advisor to the Institute for Labor, for the Future of Labor in Bonn. I feel I have really a great privilege to now set some time aside to completely focus on a vibrant European labor market. So Europe is this continent which is in many respects doing extremely well in terms of happiness, in terms of the way in which people feel, work, reasonably good labor conditions, low unemployment, but at the same time very much in a kind of a turmoil. And it was already before the Euro crisis that this happened in a way in which it looked like Europeans had lost self-confidence. And if you look today at what is happening around you, then you notice that political parties, but also stakeholders, employers, employees, quite often seem to be at a loss in thinking about a vibrant future. So now this month I have to try to bring together a document, something which can be an elaborated document from an earlier conference with politicians, with employers, with trade unions, and particularly with academics, in trying to transmit knowledge on what we know in terms of translating that in policies which lead to vibrancy, and that's a word which we count to indicate of interest to young people from all over the world, from Europe, but from all over the world, connected with innovation, but also with culture and with beauty. Second is very much related to greening. We are, in all of our developing countries, in all our developed countries, we are not doing the right thing. And we should speed up in terms of making sure that there is a world left behind us for our children and grandchildren. And the third is less income inequality. This has been an ideal very much of European society, which seems to be lost in the turmoil around globalization, and which we feel, and this is not from one political party, this is not from one area, it's also shared by employers, by the way, where we feel that this can be done. And so I'm writing on that in the sense of using particularly economic theory, my economic background, to put that together in a model, but also to try to elaborate it into something which is, feasible for policy. A month in Bellagio is, as far as I now can see, really very special. And I think also unique in its contribution. It's difficult to pinpoint, this is Bellagio and this is what came before and this is what came after. But the impact is one, first of all, in its impact through the beauty of the place. It's a very, very special place. It's also shaped beautifully. It's located beautifully. And it makes you aware of the impact of beauty in people's lives. So for me, that's a very important point as a point of departure. We all strive to have happy lives, but happiness is also in beauty. Very much as an old paradigm from Aristotle, but also from Jefferson in the sense of the pursuit of happiness. I realized that very much while being here. The second is the group of people where I think the artists provide a very special also contribution in the sense also of their engagement with beauty and with, you might say, non-market elements in society. But also the interdisciplinarity on the other side, where I'm always struck particularly by the interdisciplinarity in the social fields. The science fields sometimes are not as much involved in providing a total view of the world. They are not as much integrated. And still the scientists whom I met here also made a great contribution in thinking about what I'm doing. We just tried really to bring together in a model things which have never been brought before. That is, notions of income distribution, together with greening, together with full employment, together also with a vibrant and developing society.